Welcome, my name is Denise, and today I want to talk about being the person that has a hard time leaving potentially weird and obscure items behind when you're out thrifting, when you're at the bins. Now, I tend to have a little bit more of a soft spot for items that I see that I deem to be of great value or a decent value, even if it's not in my reselling wheelhouse when I'm at the bins. I just have a really hard time. Something kicks into overdrive in my head and I'm like, this is only $1.69 a pound. Why would you leave it behind? In my mind, if I don't take something from the bin and put it in my bag to bring it home, it's going to the dump. I happen to be working steadily this afternoon, focusing on a bin of items that I've had that I would consider to be obscure, weird shit. Now, I have said in the past, and I'm gonna stick by this, I do think it's in your best interest. Sorry, I got a notification that I made a sale. I do think it's in your best interest to expand into categories you haven't previously sold in. I think it shows the Poshmark algorithm and Poshmark in general that you're not just a one-trick pony. You're not just selling Adidas sneakers. Now, you may be killing it just selling Adidas sneakers, and that is just an example. But what I'm trying to say is if you find yourself in a 50% off situation, a yard sale, getting a whole bag of items from someone, items that you may not normally source, I do recommend taking a risk listing those items. I'm gonna share with you 10 what I would consider to be very obscure items that I'm listing in my closet. Now, some of them are kind of on the normal end, like what you would expect, and then some of the things are rather unusual. And I'm just gonna share what they are. I'm just gonna start with what is on top here. So the first item on top is I have these all listed in my closet already. This is called Essentials. This is like a waterproof duffel bag, that stuff. It happens to be new with tags. Okay. I know you're saying this isn't obscure. This is not obscure. I promise we will get to the obscure. So this is like just kind of out of my wheelhouse. Since it is new with tags and the company is still making that item, it'll sell fast. It's that time of year. People are road tripping, traveling, just getting into the wilderness, doing fun trips, and that is a perfect bag for that. It retails for $99 and I have it in my closet for $88. I anticipate sending out offers and or entertaining offers. Also, not that obscure, but when I am at the bins, this is Marimekko for Clinique. You know, it's just kind of like a bonus cosmetic bag. If I can get certain brands of these, for example, Marimekko, I pick up Marimekko everything. Marimekko for Target, Marimekko for Uniqlo, Marimekko, now Marimekko for Clinique. I have this in my closet now for $20. It's just a very basic, gift with purchase. When they did some sort of collaboration, I always pick up Marimekko. I do not hesitate, even if it has some damage to it or spots or stains or whatever, pick it up. This is another one of those items, and my one snafu was I wasn't sure if I should actually list this under men's bags because it kind of feels like it's catering to men. It is a ripstop style, maybe like Cordura bag. The company is called Polar, and this company happens to do a lot of kind of Japanese inspired and outdoor campy stuff, and they have a really great great name behind them. It's really a cool bag. And now that I see more and more men carrying shoulder bags, I'm wondering if I should pull it out of women's and put it into men's, and then potentially it would reach a bigger audience, as I do sell a lot of men's items to women. So women seem to find it, whereas men maybe just search under men. Not sure. I have that in my closet for $44, and you know, honestly, I expect to probably bring in $28 to $32 on that, but I did want a little bit of wiggle room for offers. The next item I picked up, and we're starting to get a little bit more obscure. This and the item following it was definitely in the same bin. It appeared that someone donated potentially their mother's wedding items, all kind of as a set. This is a little bit hard to see, but I'm gonna focus it in. This is a sequined and beaded bag. It's got that slinky handle to it, a little bit of rhinestones on the metal detailing. This bag is called the Rishier bag by Wahlberg, and so I just posted this for $35. It could either be an evening bag or like a bridal style bag. I'm not a huge bag seller. I do sell purses if I can get my hands on them. It turns out that my Goodwill seems to send any bags that they get that are potentially of better value out of the store. So I don't see a lot. I will pick up bags at the bins. And the second item that kind of was in the same area, and I also picked up a garter belt from Kleinfeld & Sons in New York City. I thought that would be fun, but I haven't posted that yet. It is still in that random basket. This says Carlin Comforts for Saks Fifth Ave, and this is like a boudoir lingerie bag. It is a peach satin. It has really, really pretty ribbon roses, and it's in excellent condition. So basically the theory behind this is that you are going to store your intimates in this beautiful satiny bag. I have this priced up because I have found comps of similar items from a person who sells just all of these boudoir style items, vintage lingerie, boudoir bags, those kind of pieces. So I marked this up to $75. The last piece that I have that's very similar to these other pieces, and this bag is absolutely exceptional. I have listed it for $198. I am actually calling this antique. Slinky handle as well, metal frame. This is a micro beaded bag in a floral pattern. The inside of it is still in absolutely amazing condition. I have seen these go for sold comps for similar bags upwards of $350. So I posted it for $198. I think it's absolutely stunning and beautiful. I feel a little bit nervous about pricing it that high when you pick up something. Now this I did not get at the bins. I got at a thrift store that tends to sell and have donations of really beautiful antique and more vintagey special items. So that's where I purchased this. I did pay up for this. I paid $15 for it. Those other bags that I just showed, those all came from the bins. Okay, so now we're moving into a little bit more obscure here. In here, I have 9 McDonald's Madame Alexander new in the bag dolls. They came out in 2003. There's a ring bearer. There is, I don't know, a Halloween version. So there are 9 dolls. I just priced these because they're McDonald's toys at $3 a piece. So, or maybe $4 a piece. Yeah, I have them in my closet for $36, numbers 1 through 9. And I don't know, I'm hoping to get around $25 for all 9 of them. They're just one lot. Like, I'm not trying to sell them separately. This was definitely a bins find, and I'm a mom to 2 girls, so I am not leaving American Girl items behind in the bins. This is the apricot poodle puppy, and then this is actually an American Girl tent. It was called the S'mores something or other tent, and I don't have any of the pieces to it because I got it at the bins. So I put the poodle and the tent together, and I'm trying to sell both pieces for $40. So the dog and the tent for $40, hoping for around 32, maybe 35, but 32 seems a little bit more realistic, 20% off of my listing price. This is another piece that is very interesting. It's just a serving tray. I'm trying to get it out of the lights there. It's just a serving tray that was released by H&M. It was actually like featured in Vogue, this line. So the artist is Alex Katz, and this was a painting from 1985. It was called The Green Cap, and H&M put out a whole line of Alex Katz pieces. I have this listed for $48. I'm sure it didn't sell for $48, but it happens to be one of the more sought after pieces in the line of the Alex Cat H&M collaboration. So I picked it up because that's what I do. Servingware, dishware, and that kind of thing at the bins is actually 69 cents a pound. I'm not sure if I paid $1.69 a pound or 69 cents a pound for that. And my last, but I would say best items that I recently, well, when I say recently, I've probably had these. I am sorry to say, but I've had a lot of these items for probably 6 months. Good job getting things listed right away, Denise. I just kind of tuck these more obscure pieces into a basket, and I focus on the pieces that I source, and I kind of move on from there. So that's why these have just been kind of sitting there. I have a couple of pieces to show you that I haven't actually listed yet. They're a little bit of the bane of my existence as far as shipping is concerned, but I couldn't leave these pieces behind. So these are the 2 items that I have remaining. So these are actually Midge Barbie dolls from 1962, original era Barbies. These were made in Japan. They both have Japan marked on their feet, and I will put up a picture from the listing because it's going to be hard to see. I don't really know what's appropriate for on camera, but I may have to edit that out. I will put up the photograph of what the details of what it says on the markings on the doll are. I do know that this one is called a bubble cut. So she's kind of got that round haircut that was like super in the 60s when women were just like taking control, cutting off their hair, burning their bras. And then this one is actually called a Titan, T-I-T-I-A-N, and people sometimes call them Titan, but it's not actually Titan, it's Titan. And Titan actually refers to the color of her hair. I just love the way the eyes look with the makeup. They even have like nail polish on their nails. So I have both of these dolls in one posting, just recognizing that there is, discoloration marks, paint chipped off, their hair's not in the best of shape. And I have these listed for $148. I've seen one doll go for $300 with no clothing. So I've kind of undercut the price on them, hoping that I can just move them quickly. I just mentioned that I either am gonna find out if I sold it too cheap or if I sit on these, then I have them overpriced. I'm not really sure where to go with it since I am not a Barbie aficionado. I am not a Barbie collector, but I do know I'd like to walk away with about $100 from the sale of these Barbies. Give me $100, I will be happy, and then you will also, potentially the buyer of these items will get a good value for their money. I'm not trying to price them as high as I can. If I total up my 10 obscure items that I listed today, the total listing price is $732. Now, if there was potentially an opening in the vortex of the underworld and I sold all of them for the price I have them listed for, which we know that's not how the game is played, I would make $585 on these items, and I probably have invested in all of them $25 altogether, so that would be a really great profit. Now, if we were to kind of play with numbers and assume I'm gonna take about 25% off of these items, that's gonna leave me with a profit of $549 before Posh fees, and that's $439 after Posh takes their cut. So I'm still looking at a profit of about $400 or a little bit more in the off chance that I do take 25% off of these items. I think it's good to diversify, to show Poshmark you're diversifying, and really to offer a variety of goods. I recognize that many of these items are very much in the eBay wheelhouse, and I don't have a strong selling presence on eBay, so to me, I just put them on Poshmark. I adjust my expectations and go from there. I'm looking at one of the items I want to show you guys that I recently picked up, I would say in the last couple of months, but it is one of those items that I haven't posted. This is the turquoise snowflake Pyrex casserole baking dish with the lid. It is in absolutely beautiful condition. I don't think it was ever used. Unfortunately, you know, shipping items like that take a lot of TLC and time and care, and so that is part of my hesitation. The second piece that I have that's very similar to that, I'm going to show you. It's underneath my photographing table. Is also, as you can see, my jam and what I'm into. It is another princess bowl. It is the white with a turquoisey pattern. I don't know off the top of my head what the name of those are. I just know that I personally like the white and the turquoise. I feel like they may be a little bit more sought after. I really just have to get them posted. Just what I did today when I was posting these items, I switcherooed my photography station. I'm going to show you really quickly. I don't know if you can see that, but basically what I did was I took the board that I normally do my photographing on, that more vertical lay. I pushed it towards the back of the board, and then I have a foam core board that is just the surface of that photographing station. So I used that as more of a flat lay. I also posted 11 pairs of shoes last night and sandals. If you recently watched my haul video, those are all listed. So it was just like made sense, since I switched up my photographing station, to try to knock some of these items that are definitely need a flat surface to photograph. And that's all I have. So please tell me something that you have sold in your closet that maybe was obscure, that you couldn't leave behind, that you decided to sell. I'd love to hear what it is, because I would like to keep my eyes open for things that will help me expand into various categories. I appreciate you, and thank you so much for watching. Take care, everyone.